Hi, Justin Meccia, doing something epic here every day with Keller Williams in Northwest Montana. And today we've got the 2013 Real Estate Market Report Card. That's right, you're not going to find A's, B's, C's, and D's or passing or failing, but you are going to find a lot of numbers here. The reason why I do this is because as a buyer specialist, I believe it's important for my clients to know the market best. So every day I read and interpret and display the market to my buyers, to my clients, so that they can become best informed and become epic buyers. So commercials aside, let's get started. The first thing I want to do is throw up here a map of Flathead County or Northwest Montana, obviously stretching from Lakeside to Whitefish over to Columbia Falls, Summers, Bigfork, and Kalispell. These are sort of the 6 heavy hitters of the area. We're going to be looking very closely at the numbers, okay? So you might want to grab a notepad and a pen, and because there's going to be a quiz after this, all right? Ready? Just kidding. Let's take a look at Kalispell, okay? The largest city of the valley. We're going to look here. We have our average days on the market for Kalispell in 2013. This is all based on the residential real estate sales for 2013. And after looking at all the sales, we can find that it took, on average, it took 16% less time in 2013 to sell a house than it did the previous year. That's a pretty fantastic statistic. That means houses are moving faster, okay? The number of houses sold in Kalispell in 2013, up 17%. So now it's taking 16% less time to sell, and we're selling 17% more houses. Average sales price also increased 8% on average, and then we had those houses sell for 97% of their list price. This is a pretty powerful statistic across the board for Kalispell, hot market. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Bigfork, okay, on the northeastern shoreline of Flathead Lake. Bigfork, a little bit of a different animal. Average days on the market still increasing in Bigfork. They're not quite as aggressively as Kalispell, but we saw the houses sell on average in 5% less time. We also saw the number of houses sell increase. We saw 8% more residential sales in Bigfork than we did compared to the last year. The average sales price in Bigfork, just a slight increase over the previous year, 2% up, and they sold for 95% of the list price. So pretty strong in Bigfork. Moving on to Columbia Falls, okay, getting closer to Glacier National Park. Columbia Falls, here's where numbers get a little bit interesting, okay? The days on the market, we saw a decrease, 7% faster, houses selling for 7% faster than they did the previous year. However, the number of houses selling decreased. We sold fewer houses in 2013 than we did in 2012 in Columbia Falls. Let's take a look at these other numbers that might begin to explain why. We did see an average sales price increase of 15%. That's pretty powerful. So it could be that perhaps Columbia Falls is seeing the beginning of a cap, or that those who are there are going to continue to regain value just on average of the real estate value, but there's not going to be a whole lot of new stuff being introduced to Columbia Falls, perhaps, because we are seeing that the number of houses have decreased while the value has still gone up. So it's starting to trend pretty heavy into a seller's market. 97% of the list value, that's pretty powerful as well, highest so far, I believe. Okay, moving a little bit west, we're going to go over to Whitefish, okay? Home of Whitefish Mountain, or Big Mountain, if you're a local. Whitefish saw some very powerful statistics. Days on the market decreased by 13%. Okay, houses are selling faster in Whitefish, despite the fact that we sold 37% more houses this year than we did the previous year. That's the number one spot so far as actual, overall activity. Average sales price, powerful increase of 11%. 95% of their list price those houses sold for. So far, what we're seeing here in the major cities of Flathead County, some powerful statistics. Things are moving very positively upward. A lot of upward trends in real estate. People ask me, hey, what's the market looking like? And I'm going to say, look, get in now while you can, because stuff is on the rise. Now we're going to look at the two sister cities, or sister towns, better yet, Summers and Lakeside, on the northwestern shoreline of Flathead Lake. Beautiful communities, but almost, I like to say, they're animals of themselves. They're smaller towns, and the numbers here, I'm going to give you the statistics, but bear in mind that these are different animals than the other cities, okay? Let's take a look at Summers first. Days on the market, average, 26% decrease in the average days on the market for Summers. That's a pretty powerful statistic. The number of houses sold, look at that one, up 158%. Now, let me clarify that for a second here. In Summers, we saw In 2013, we saw 31 houses sell. Like I said, it's a small town, okay? So when you compare that to the previous year of 12 houses, that's why you get that increase of 158%. So while I'd love to hand the trophy to Summers, I'm still going to hand it to Whitefish for the greatest increase in number of houses sold, because Summers, again, just a different little animal. Moving on though, average sales price did see a healthy increase of about 2%, and they're selling for 95% of their list price. Okay, so we're looking pretty strong in Summers. Moving a little bit south to Lakeside, and your average days on the market in Lakeside, down 8%. So houses moving just a little bit faster in Lakeside. However, the number of houses selling in Lakeside significantly decreased in 2013 as opposed to 2012. 36% less in 13 versus 12. Average sales price up 62%. I don't think we have to go any further to understand why we sold less houses in Lakeside. Obviously, a significant amount of value has come into Lakeside. Maybe it's due to the significant construction. There's been a lot of beautiful homes in there. It's certainly a beautiful area. The demand has obviously increased, and it brought the price up quite a bit, so therefore we sold less houses. 96% is still on average your list, your houses are selling for compared to list prices. So what's this mean overall? Well, I wanted to give you the county, the large picture of the county, because you might be thinking to yourself, look, Justin, I don't live in one of those cities or towns. I live on the outskirts, but I am interested in moving within the county, or perhaps you're not in Flathead County, you'd like to move in, and I didn't mention one of the cities that or towns that you're thinking about. So let's take a look at Flathead County, and you can also compare your hometown of Bigfork, Summers, Lakeside, Columbia Falls, or Kalispell, or Whitefish, to the statistics of Flathead County. Days on the market in Flathead County, on average, we saw houses sell for 181 days, which represents an 11% decrease in the amount of time. So houses are moving faster in Flathead County. The number of houses sold, we sold over 1,500 houses last year in Flathead County. This represents a 16% increase. The Daily Interlake recently put an article in the paper. I'll link that on my Facebook page, which you can see the Facebook URL on the bottom of the screen, so make sure you go there and click like. The article is there on the page. The Daily Interlake reported that in 2013 we saw 120 new houses be built. That's the most per year or in 1 year since 2008. And for those of you who've seen my previous video on the last 10 years of real estate in the Flathead, 2008 was really the last of the best years of real estate for quite some time. So it looks like 2013 is returning to that time. The neat thing is, these growth figures, while they're all powerful and all strong, don't compare to what we saw in the first half of 2008, so we're looking really good. Very strong, stable growth. Number of houses sold, I told you, over 1,500 in Flathead County. Average sales price of just over $263,500. That represents a 12% increase in Flathead County. And on average, again, they sold for 96% of their list price. That's actually a 1% growth over the previous year. So up, 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 up is what we see for the most part across the valley. Now, you might be thinking again, Justin, I don't know. You can't be asking this question, is now a good time to buy? Because clearly, yes, now's a good time to buy. As a first-time home buyer or somebody looking to invest in the Flathead County, now's a great time to get in and begin capitalizing on these growth figures, because while I mentioned all of these growth figures, the one that I didn't talk about is the growth of your equity, which occurs after you become a homeowner or a home investor, which is why I do my job the way I do. I focus on you as a buyer or an investor. So like I say all the time, give me a call today so we can do something epic together.